Hi, this video is going to be on D574 for WGU. It is the neuropsychology class, and coming into the class, I already took the D203, which is the anatomy and physiology class, and there are a lot of similarities. Not like a crazy overlap, but enough that if you were to pass that class, then you would have at least a base knowledge. So going into it, I took the practice test, and because of the anatomy and physiology, I did not amazing, but decent, especially for just barely getting into the class. But basically I took the test, and then afterwards I went to review the pre-test, and I wrote down just the vocab words that were crucial to know in every question, whether that was in the question itself or in the answers. So for example, if it was a question about the nervous system, and the possible answers were peripheral, somatic, enteric, etc. Then writing down those different parts of the nervous system, and making sure to put them on the list. And I did that for basically every single question, whether that was the answers or in the question itself. And then after I was done with that, which took a second, but I went back and started learning, and would watch a video on the subject or have ChatGPT tutor me in the subject of each one of those vocabulary terms. And I wrote them down in the order of the different competencies. So one of them is structure and function of neural cells. It has membrane. These were all on the questions on the pretest, but it was membrane, dendrite, soma, axon, all that jazz. And so then I'd go down and write the definitions and what I learned about what they were. And in the end, I had a whole sheet worth of words and definitions and how they related to each other, and then I just had my wife quiz me on them the night before, and then I refreshed the morning of the test and took the test and passed the test. So it's a lot of work at the beginning, but if you just spend the time getting your everything organized, and you understand how things relate to each other, then it makes things a lot easier. And then I did go over some of the course material, but like I said, I did find the easiest way to get the base knowledge to pass the test is to just go over that pre-test and go through the different terms. The last video I kind of went over a lot of the different terms and definitions that I found were helpful. I'm not going to do that on this one just because I feel like it was a little bit too much. But I will say on the test, it was very similar to the pre-test. There were some questions, I can't remember exactly what it was about, but there were some questions on there that there wasn't even one question that was associated with this on the actual test and not on the pre-test. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was able to just do process of elimination, and it's somewhat related to, you know, brain areas or the nervous system, and I was able to kind of pick those apart and still come out with the right answer. I wasn't prepared for those questions, but if you do study the pretest, you will have the base knowledge to kind of go through those questions that aren't there and kind of make some rational, you know, common sense choices from that base knowledge. So yeah, I think just going through YouTube on those terms, going through ChatGPT, and learning all that in tutoring, and you'll be pretty good. It wasn't terribly hard. I probably put in a good, I don't know, it was probably like a week or so, but I work, so it's not like it's not like I'm doing schoolwork for a week to try to pass this class. But it was a decent amount of work at the beginning, just getting the terms and getting the definitions and learning how they all relate to each other, and then memorizing that takes some time. But all in all, not a crazy class. If you've passed anatomy and physiology, super similar to that, just a lot of different parts of the brain, a lot of different parts of the nervous system, and neurotransmitters and such. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. YouTube is not my life. I will try to get to them, but we'll see. Yeah, thank you and have a good day.